All right, everyone, we've got some big news happening. It's official that Netflix will acquire Warner Brothers at a deal valued at $82.7 billion. And this will make Warner Brothers merge with Netflix. They will own WB's entire back catalog as well, and all their films and TV shows. So we have this monopoly now that's going underway. We're going to have less competition and less major studios. Netflix says that the buy will give users more choice and let it optimize its plans. It will also expand its studio operations while creating better value for talent and shareholders. And if the deal doesn't go through, then Warner Brothers will receive $5.8 billion. So whatever happens, they still have to pay. There's a quote here by Greg Peters, who is the co-CEO of Netflix. He says that this acquisition will improve our offering and accelerate our business for decades to come. Today's announcement combines two of the greatest storytelling companies in the world to bring even more people the entertainment they love the most to watch. Now, there's a lot of backlash against this. People are saying that this shouldn't go through because why should Netflix, buy up all these companies and they can be the only one making films? Obviously, Netflix is very into streaming, of course, and people are saying that this will be the end of physical media and the traditional cinema going experience. So a lot of people are taking that in consideration. And people are obviously concerned about what's going to happen to the existing intellectual properties that Warner Brothers owns, such as Harry Potter. They're also going to own HBO and with TV shows like The Sopranos, The Wire, and Game of Thrones. So there's a lot to unpack here. And there's another article from Discussing Film where they wrote what the major outcomes of this will be. And killing theatrical windows is one. So they're going to obviously shorten the cinema experience. We have a movie that's come out for a month and now it's only going to be 2 weeks, possibly, in a cinema, and then go straight to streaming. And the best case scenario seems to be a 14 to 30 day theatrical windows with the hope that they are wider releases. And so you're going to have a diminished cinema experience that's going to start to slowly die. Now that, it's very expensive to go to the cinemas now. Tickets are the most expensive they've ever been. And obviously the content they're producing now hasn't been great at all. So less people are going to see good movies as well. And then there's a risk of all the classic movies that Warner Brothers owns, like Casablanca and Citizen Kane and The Wizard of Oz. They're going to be, pushed aside and, not taken into consideration at their Netflix's streaming service. With Netflix holding such a grip on tentpole movie releases, filmmakers who decide to ditch Warner Brothers for guaranteed theatrical releases will have fewer other options. Not to mention the damage this merger may have on original stories. Netflix has been building its own IP to keep up with other studios. If they get access to Warner Brothers, like DC, Harry Potter, and Game of Thrones, Netflix will cut back significantly on original filmmaking to subsidize funding for more IP-driven projects across the board. Turner Classic Movies. Yep, so all these classic films will get, shoved at the back of the streaming services. And also, Netflix, doesn't have a good reputation for making, very faithful and logical moves for their movies as well. There's going to be a lot of less artistic input by the filmmakers of these movies, and you'll have things like uh, more spin-offs of possibly Harry Potter going on, possibly more Wicked movies as well. Also, with Netflix having WB's entire back catalogue, there's a chance they'll be bumping up prices for the streaming service to where you're going to be paying like $40 a month for just to use their streaming service. It's also going to be interesting what's going to happen to existing IPs. Like one of my favorite franchises ever is Harry Potter, and now that HBO is doing a TV series remaking the original books, it's been confirmed that 2 seasons are planned so far. So it's possible that they might look into doing some spin off shows as well, like a possible Voldemort origin story, a Marauders origin story, and several other things. But because Netflix doesn't have a good reputation of being faithful, like look what they did to the Cleopatra movie, making it work and stuff. I'm afraid that that's going to have the same thing to Harry Potter and all these other different beloved IPs as well. And there's a chance that it's going to start to be oversaturated like what Disney has done to Star Wars as well. But we'll see where this goes, and the ramifications of it is going to be quite bad according to a lot of people. Netflix will not be releasing their Warner Brothers theatrical films as much, or leave it in a small window and then go straight to streaming, which is obviously going to kill a lot of businesses, a lot of theaters, possibly shut down as well. It's just going to have big ramifications. Yeah. So you've got a lot of classic films from Warner Brothers, and are they going to take care of the franchises? Are they going to do physical releases anymore, or are they just going to not bother spending money on doing any 4Ks and remasters for any of the classic films that they've done? But yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, there's a lot of talk that getting rid of competition is bad for consumers as well. There's going to be a lack of innovation and creative motive, and a lot of these future films by Netflix is just going to be more of the same, conveyor belt style of, bringing out movies all the time, written by a committee, not by a singular vision of any filmmaker. So it's just going to feel a lot of bland and soulless content that's going to come out. And we've had too much of that. We need more proper filmmakers to come out and make their own movies. We need more independent movies as well. So this decision, if it goes through, it's going to see a lot of independent filmmakers struggle to get their work out there. Let me know what you think of this proposal and what it means for the industry and for filmmaking, and we will talk to you later.